right, if you're just waking up again, it's a championship morning for the Golden State Warriors, who as a franchise won their 7th title last night. That breaks a tie with Michael Jordan's Bulls for the 3rd most in NBA history. Only the Celtics and Lakers have one more. Steve Kerr, meanwhile, in his era, has now won 4 championships in the last 8 years. The last team to win that many in a span this short were Michael Jordan's Bulls in the 90s. This is a team that went 15-50 just 2 years ago. They are the first team ever to go from worst to first in a 3-year span. And for this big three, history indeed. That's 21 wins in the NBA Finals for Steph, Clay, and Dre. That is the most by an all-NBA trio in the last 50 years, passing Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili on that all-time list. And wait, they may not be done. The Warriors have opened up as a favorite to win next year's NBA championship, according to our friends at Caesars Sportsbook, with the Brooklyn Nets and Boston right behind them. And then you see the rest of it, Milwaukee with Giannis there. Who knows what might have happened had they not had that injury to Chris Middleton. But I notice, and I turn to you here, Monica McNutt, when I said that, Warriors are the favorite for next year, I felt like I got a little bit of a skeptical expression from you. Why is that?
I won't. It's not skeptical, Greeny. It is, I will not make the same mistake again.
Which is what?
Which is counting this squad out. Listen, I think, and we have seen, the Warriors represent the gold standard in this league. Mm-hmm. There are tremendous coaches in this league that are literally game planning for Steph Curry and company. I just think, and even these guys will tell you, there is no easy path, right? Even if they are the favorite, there is no easy path in terms of everything that it's going to take. As excited as we are about their supporting cast, we got to see if those guys continue to take the next step. Jordan Poole is someone they're very excited about, taking next step. A healthy year for Gary Payton Jr. coming off that elbow, which he said bothered him a bit through the finals. But I get those odds. I respect those odds after what we just saw.
Look, and Wendy, there are some names that also belong in this conversation, and they may not be names that even average basketball fans know, but names like Wiseman and Kuminga, get used to hearing those names. They have young players in this league who have star quality written all over them. So as Steph and Clay and Dre continue to age, they may have, in addition to Jordan Poole, who you just mentioned, and Wiggins, who is still young. The cavalry is kind of coming in Golden State. This thing may not be that close to being over, Wendy.
Yeah, so you just talked about where they compare to the Chicago Bulls. Why was the documentary called The Last Dance? It was called The Last Dance because a decision was made to break that team up because it was so expensive. Imagine if the Bulls ownership, instead of breaking up that team, decided to sell a piece of the team off, to sell off basically a wing of Chase Center to help fund that team's championship window. Would they have won 8? Would they have won 9? That's what the Warriors have done. The Warriors ownership, Joe Lacob and Peter Guber, have sold off a piece of the team and sold off a piece of the Chase Center. They did this over the last 18 months. They raised around $500 million to pay for this window that is upcoming because they believe that Steph Curry's window was long. They invested $250 million into his extension. They extended Draymond Green. They extended Klay Thompson despite his knee injury. They kept guys like Kevon Looney around, and they're sitting here going, look at the young players that they have. Look at the guys, Andrew Wiggins is eligible for an extension now. Kevon Looney's a free agent. Jordan Poole eligible for an extension. They may be able to pay for it because they took the proactive step to keep the window open. Now, none of it happens without Steph Curry. None of it happens without the coaching staff and what they did together. But they have taken steps to maximize this window that is upcoming, including these 3 lottery picks that they just came through with Wiseman, Moses Moody, and Jonathan Kuminga. Maybe all 3 of them don't pan out. Maybe only one of them becomes a bona fide star. But if that happens, they're going to have another refresh for what could be a very impressive championship window that's reopened.
You make an incredibly important point about organizational commitment. I will add to it because I was there for that Bulls dynasty, covering that team on a day-in, day-out basis. Another reason it was The Last Dance is that the personal relationships were frayed to the point of being impossible or close to impossible to maintain. And I think it says a great deal about the leadership of Steph Curry, and maybe to a degree Steve Kerr as well as the coach. But I think Phil Jackson, if anyone could manage relationships, he could. I think it says more about the leadership of Steph Curry history that this team doesn't have that here they are having gone through more than those Bulls teams went through when you really think about it, with all the injuries and everything else, and they are still here and they are still pulling on the rope together.
Being in person for my first finals, Greeny, was incredible, partly because of the opportunity we had to talk to coaches and players and the way that this team talks about stuff. I might be messing up this quote, but Steve Kerr said something to the effect of him being such a giant of a man, and he has the type of presence that truly just lifts all ships.
Absolutely. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.